Morning all. How are we doing? Back again. This time, in fact, let me put the stats on the top of the screen here. There we go. EDDB, so Berlin Brandenburg, I believe it's called. And we're heading up to Copenhagen. I haven't flown into Copenhagen in a very long time. Like well over a year ago. I think I did it once at the request of somebody. This is before I was even live streaming. It was more like a, when I was just making like landing videos, just for a bit of fun. Someone said, "Oh, hey, you should do Copenhagen," and I did, and it was really cool. Tim, yes I did, and I'm afraid my decision remains unchanged. Right, let's get the boarding time off. Is the cam working? Yes it is, just let's zoom it in a bit. Because today, of course, we're not using the yoke, we're using this and the stick over here, like so. Very good. Very good, very good. So, we're cold and dark. Jetways look a bit weird here. That is a bit weird, isn't it? Right, let's get ourselves fired up. Start with the batteries, 1 and 2, followed by external power. Let's get the EFB set up. You know what, having spent so long in the Boeing... Oh, we've got an outdated aircraft. Oh. What have they done? What have they changed? Let's import the flight plan from SimBrief. There we go. Yeah, you realise how much easier it is doing it this way than it is with the 737 fiddling around with files and stuff. Yeah, there's our plan. We'll come back to that. So what happens if I ask it for a jet bridge? Where's the jet bridge going to come from? Surely not this one. No. Surely not. Unusual to board from this side of the aircraft. Gonna try it though, isn't it? Okay, let's get baggage truck and catering truck on the go as well. Very good. Let's check out the fuel required. It won't be much, because again it's only an hour's worth of flying. Yeah, actually it took fuel out from what was on the default. Not particularly full today, got a few empty seats. Go. Okay, let's brighten up the displays. They are very dim. Yeah, that's better. Okay, let's hop up top. So we've got the batteries and external power on. If we do APU master on. App open. APU start. Let's get the navs on. Arm the emergency lights. No smoking lights on. Oxygen supply on. And we just wait for this one to become available. Let's get our nav and logo lights on. Go. APU bleed. Let's get the fuel pumps on. Good. The plane is looking a lot more like it's coming to life. That's good. That is good. So if we go ATSU, AOC,
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, on behalf of myself, the captain, the first officer, and cabin crew, I'd like to take this time to welcome you aboard our flight. We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here and waiting to receive final numbers from the ground crew, then we'll be on our way. Flight attendants will be coming through the cabin shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give them your full, undivided attention as they review the safety operations of this Airbus aircraft. We do appreciate your business having you aboard this flight. If there's anything we do to make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
And into Perth. We'll do flaps 1 for takeoff. And it is minus 51 for the flex temp. $124 V1, 125, 129. Feels like we're light today. Feels like we're very light indeed. Okie dokie, what's the plan for the way out of here? So we're going to use runway 25 left. And Gerg 1N. Then, into Copenhagen, runway 22 right, ILS 22 right, that's good. Using Mona, okay, so the plane's got Mona 3C, sim brief because I'm on the free versions, giving me an outdated version of Mona 2C, so this has obviously been slightly updated. VICAS insert. Let's just see what that has given us. Pop this into plan, put the constraints on. Okay, so out of Berlin. Do a little loop around, staying at 220 knots. Then we've got a discontinuity. But easy enough to join up without causing too much of a mess. There we go. Keep stepping through the route, heading north, northwest. Here we go. Okay, so we're going manual at Adobe. It wants us at 4,000 feet, then... Yeah, so here at Adobe, 4,000 feet is where we need to be at, 220 knots, at which point I think, yeah, taking manual control is probably not the worst idea. Then we can get ourselves down to 3,000 for this waypoint right here, to then come in on final. Which means we'll have plenty of time to... That is nearly 10 miles, isn't it, across to there? So you could easily drop 1,000 feet in that time. Quite easily. And by that point, you really want to be thinking about slowing down as well. That's okay. I would clear this discontinuity, but I'm concerned that the plane will kind of try and like join us up down here somewhere to intercept, and I'd rather we went a bit further out, came around and had the full run in on final. I think that's probably more sensible. So we'll leave it as it is. We'll leave it as it is. That'll be fine. So in terms of services, we'll get rid of baggage and catering. And even the jet bridge can go at this point because we're fully boarded. I love how that cargo door shuts, where it sort of wobbles its way down. It's almost like you can feel the hydraulics working with all that weight. That's very nicely simulated, that really is. Good. What was local pressure? 1015. There we are. And then what's the plan for the way up? 600 feet. Basically straight up to 360. So that's kind of good. So let's get that in the window. Flight directors are on. We will turn on predictive wind shear and lock the door. Okay, let's get our beacon on, because it will be pushback time any moment. Let's use the pushback tool today, I think. There, that will do nicely. There we go.
Take a moment now to locate your close sector and remember it may be behind you. If there is a change in cabin pressure, 4 oxygen masks will drop from overhead. Firmly pull the mask towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth, pull the elastic bands around your head, and tighten the straps on both sides. Even though the bags are non-inflate, oxygen will be flowing. Be sure to put your mask on first before helping others, and we'll let you know when it's no longer needed. We'll be passing through the cabin to make sure we are ready for departure. You can help us by making sure your seatbelt is fastened. Your seat back is upright, your tray table is stowed, and all carrying items are put away. If you have any questions about the safety features of this aircraft, please don't hesitate to ask. Smoking includes use of electronic cigarettes is never allowed on any flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying smoke detectors and access restrooms is a federal offense and could result in a fine. For your convenience, this aircraft has 3 restrooms, one in the front of the cabin and 2 in the back, and each is equipped with an instant changing table. We'll be adjusting the main cabin lights for departure. If you need it, there is a reading light above your seat. You're here to make sure you have a safe and comfortable flight. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoyed this experience.
There we go, that's pushback complete. Just waiting for that nose wheel steering disc to come away, which, there it goes. So engines are now considered started, so we'll get the engine selector switch back into normal. Flaps already on, spoilers armed, doors are locked, predictive wind shear is on. Auto brake max. Put the nav into arc, zoom us in. Up top, now the engines are started, of course, we don't need the APU bleed, APU can go off. Seatbelt sign should have been on for that pushback, that's my bad. Takeoff config normal. And auto and standby. Good. So we are actually facing the wrong way. That's okay, we can spin round. We can spin round, that's no problem. Alrighty. Let's get yoke cam on. Taxi lights on. Probes auto. Done it again. I've forgotten to put my head tracker on. I need to make a button for my Stream Deck that fires both of them up. Otherwise I will keep forgetting. Yes, I did just hit the camera with my coffee mug. Yes, I did. Like I'm getting blown a little bit. If I don't do anything on the rudder pedals, look how we're getting blown to the left. That must be the winds coming at us from the left-hand side of the aircraft, hitting the tail, sort of pushing the nose to the left. Imagine it like a big sail on a ship, which might make takeoff a bit interesting. We'll have the problem in the opposite direction. So rather than using toga mode to take off on the throttles, I think we'll use the flex gate, because we've inputted all the right data, hopefully, to tell the plane how much thrust it needs to give itself to get itself off the runway safely while putting the least amount of strain on the engines. Obviously toga mode just lets it have everything, which I suppose makes sense if you're a carrier, like a fleet operator doing hundreds of flights a month. Let's get our lights on. What am I forgetting? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Takeoff config test remains normal. Hey, actually, just in time. We're about to take off. We're just about to leave Berlin, heading up to Copenhagen. That is a beautifully flat runway. Okay, I think everything's set up nicely. Let's take it up to about 40% N1. The engine stabilize. And into flex mode we go. And yes, I can feel the wind already on the tail. Lots of left rudder required here. Whoa! That is a ton of left rudder required. It's almost all of my left rudder. Okay, let's get out of here quickly. Whoa! Positive rate. Gear up. That was quite the wind. Didn't put this into TARA. Not that it matters, we're not on VATSIM. It's all good. Flying with the left hand is still really awkward. Spoilers, we can take them off from being armed. And the next thing is we have a big turn coming up. Into in about 5 miles time. Yeah, you're right, actually chat is a bit quiet today. You sometimes get that. You sometimes get that. I mean, depending on what people are up to and what they're doing, you can't always expect them to be active in the chat. Like, especially here in the UK, it's kind of like the working day has started, so anyone in the UK has probably maybe just got it on in the background and probably can't be fully involved, as it were. Last night was absolutely hopping though. Last night was a great stream. Had a fantastic time last night. Haven't had a stream like that in a while. Which probably does go to show, really. There we go. Probably goes to show that the evening times might be the busiest time. Given that my audience is mostly US, UK, looking at the analytics. Obviously US would be asleep at the moment. Morning, Rocks. Well done, Jamie. Happy to get you all through your working day. Everything seems to be good. Another 30 miles or so. Look at the wind, look at the crab we're having to do. At that angle relative to our Not halfway. Why is it? Oh, okay. Ignore me. All good, Rocks. You do whatever you need to do. Hello, Colin. Good day from Queensland. Nice. Oh, report writing. Yeah. Yeah, I've got many a teacher in my family, all of whom are complaining about report writing at this very moment, so you're not alone. That'll be your PPA time, is that right? Is that what they call it? Time out of the classroom? Oh man, my coffee's gone cold. What kind of airline is this? I feel like I've got Queensland on the brain at the minute, Colin. My kids have suddenly got a fascination with snakes and spiders. So they're on YouTube looking at like the deadliest snake in the world or the most venomous spider in the world, and of course Australia comes up quite a lot in the videos. Okay, landing lights off. Very good. Yeah, I don't blame you, Jamie. We have our fair share of those. Yeah, don't you just? What is it they were watching the other night? Steve Irwin. He did like the 10 most venomous snakes in the world, and all of them were in Australia. I couldn't believe it. I don't know if it's outdated information now, because obviously it's quite an old video. I think it's one of his earlier shows. He said the number one was called like the fear snake. I think he said it was a type of taipan, maybe. He's lying on a rock, like trying to find one, and then it comes and literally comes up and licks him on the cheek. My goodness. Do you ever see them around, Colin, or is it kind of like they stay out of your way? Right. I think we can let the passengers out for a bit. For me, they stay out of my way, but that's probably just as well. I think I'd be okay with the snakes. It's like the snakes don't really bother me. It's the spiders, man. Like, they freak me out. I'm fairly certain we've got an infestation of those false widow spiders here at our place. They've become quite common in the UK in recent years. There's 2 in my garage. And I think I saw a 3rd the other day, and there's a 4th one outside and a 5th one not far off. But I don't really mind them being there, which surprised me. Because they are incredibly territorial. Like, I could probably walk now to where they are, and they would be within 20 square centimetres of where I predict they would be. Like, they don't move. They've got like their and 2 of them live so close to each other. They're within like 30 centimetres of each other, but it's like they're living completely isolated lives. They don't even acknowledge one another. They do their own thing, they've got their own webs, and they just stay there. Which to me is fine. It's the ones that kind of like, here in the UK you get like the house spiders that parade across your front room carpet at like 9:30 at night. Those are the ones that freak me out. Yeah, I guess in a city that's kind of where they don't want to be, right? They would just naturally find somewhere else. There must be some though, right? It's very strange to me how Australia has got so many really deadly animals like snakes and spiders. Then you go to New Zealand, which I know is quite far away. It's not that far away. And it's almost like it all disappears, for the most part. More common in northern Queensland, particularly in the cane growing areas. I guess that's where their food is, like mice and stuff, yeah? That must be why. Lots of rodents and things to eat. Attracted by the cane. Wait, what? The male funnel web can jump upwards of a couple of meters? No, surely not. I mean, that makes it potentially one of the most deadliest predators on the planet. If you get within 2 meters of the thing, it could get you. Wow. That is quite incredible. So we're 200 miles away. When we get to flight level 360, 9,000 feet. That's CH643. CH643. 147 miles away. So using the descent calculator, (9,000 feet) at 2,000 feet per minute, 94 miles required. Right, folks, there's not a lot going on for the next couple of minutes that's going to require my attention. We're just climbing, so I'm going to go and freshen my coffee up, seeing as it's gone cold. I'll be back in a mo. Alright, we're back. What did I miss?
Ladies and gentlemen, once again from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We've just reached our cruising altitude for the flight. As it begins to settle in, I do want to remind you to please keep your feet and elbows clear from the aisle, as the flight attendants will be coming through the cabin with galley carts shortly. Also, one more reminder to please refrain from congregating near the front of the alley where the flight deck door is located. Thank you.
Jamie, was it you that got the 4070 and had the 5800X 3D? Was it different, Jamie? Is it behaving itself? I saw a rumour last night that Nvidia might not release the 50 series until 2025. So a year later than what I guess we were all presuming they would be. I wonder if we're going to get like a Super Series refresh or something. Performance is very good, had a couple of updates since, pretty stable around 100 FPS plus on 1440p Ultra, frame gen on and DLSS. Nice. Very nice. I feel like my CPU is letting it down as well. Even in like Warzone, when I played a bit of that, there was no difference in frame rate from my 3070 to the 4070. Just because I was CPU limited. I mean, there's a little bit more performance, but nothing close to what I would expect to get. Good to have you in here, Colin. Hope you're having a nice first flight with us. My name is David. David Knott, hence the Air Knott name of the channel. Can we get any cool outside views while we're in cruise? Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree, Jamie. I would very much be inclined to agree. Coming down in price now as well. They're just coming up to the coast now, it seems. Top of descent can't be far. Found a simple fix for the texture problem I was having. Oh, what, on the ground textures? That's a clever little fix, that. No, Colin, I do not. It's probably just as well. Oh dear, I should have been starting descent long ago. That's silly of me. Right, let's do 2,400 feet per minute. Yeah, that's right, Sean, you can. So Jamie's got a 4070. I have a 3070, therefore I cannot get it. I did have a 4070 briefly, but it was plagued with issues because of driver stability issues, and I was like, you know what? I've got a YouTube channel to run here. It has to be sent back. I can't keep it. It was literally stopping me from doing my job, so sadly it had to go. Alright, let's enter in our destination data. So 1014, 310 and 9. 1014, 310, 9. Was it 19 degrees on the ground? Yeah, it was. I'll just do 200 in radio. Fine. Whoa, 4090, look out. So most of the time, Colin, I'm holding in the right click button of my mouse. You see when I do so, the arrow disappears, so right click and hold, and then just move around, scroll wheel to zoom in and out. I also have some positions bound to different keys. If I do Alt and 0, it goes up there. Alt and 1 is here, Alt 2, Alt 3, and then Alt 4 is my wing view, 5 is the engine, 6 is the other engine, 7 is the other wing, 8 and 9 are the engine views, and then back to 0 is the top view. No, I wish YouTube was my only job, Jamie. No, it is not. Not at this time. Be nice if it was, though. Maybe we get to 100,000 subs. When's it become enough to be a living? Yeah, I'm wondering that myself. Certainly not at the level I'm at. Not at like sub 5k subs. I think probably to even consider it, you'd probably need to be 50k plus, I would imagine. But not all channels are created equal. Depending on how you grow your subs, there are kind of like high value subs and low value subs, if that makes sense. So if all of your subs were to come from, say, YouTube Shorts, maybe they're lower value in there, on the whole, at least. Potential that they're lower value in terms of their value to the channel. Whereas a subscriber from a long form video or a live stream is probably very much into what you're doing, in the context of flight sim especially. Whereas a short, it's kind of like, yeah, that landing was cool, I'll subscribe, but actually they've got no interest in watching a long video about the intricacies of flight sim or a live stream, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'd probably need to like 10 or 15x what I'm doing currently to even consider doing it more as a full-time thing. And even then it'd be like, oh, still could be tight, you know? I think really it makes sense to do it in the evenings, as daytimes can be a bit on the quieter side. I guess the time to think about full-time Jamie would be when when there almost becomes an opportunity cost to you not being full-time, rather than the desire to be full-time. Yeah, it's a lovely idea, isn't it, to be a full-time YouTuber and for me to sit in my shed making flight sim videos. On the face of it, that sounds like the dream, but if the channel would do just as well as you putting in 2 or 3 hours of an evening, then probably makes sense to get the money from the day job as well. But if there comes a point where it's like, I can't do what I need to do in those 3 hours and I'm leaving money on the table, then I think that changes the calculus a little bit. Alright, let's have a little bit of speed brakes. Yeah, you're not wrong, Sean, it really is. I quite often see it like on Twitter or whatever, YouTube comments. People taking issue with full-time streamers or content creators essentially just opening up and saying, actually, I'm having a bit of a hard time at the moment. And a lot of responses are, what are you talking about? All you do is sit there and play video games. It's like, yeah, but it's not that simple. Especially if you've kind of become known as, I don't know, like the guy that plays Call of Duty. And Call of Duty put out an absolute shocker of a game, which you really don't like playing, but you have to play it or your audience leaves. That's not so fun anymore. But then, like you say about editors, there's a lot of really big YouTubers still do their own editing just because they're afraid to kind of relinquish that control. Can't trust someone else to do it as well as they know they can do it. Like, I know of YouTubers that are 500k plus still do their own edits. I guess if you like the creative process, then why wouldn't you keep doing it? Like, for me, I actually quite enjoy the edits, and I know I am nowhere near as good as I need to be at them at this time, but I really do enjoy kind of the creative process behind it, so that's kind of what keeps me coming back to it. Alright, lights on. We are wildly over speed. But I can also see the appeal of having an editor. Imagine, like, I don't know if any of you watch him, like Tim the Tap Man. Quite a big streamer. A very big streamer. Massive streamer, actually. Plays a lot of Call of Duty. Will sit there for 10 hours a day streaming. Getting dono after dono after dono. Generally won't read out a dono that's less than $25 because it's just not worth it. And they just come in like one after the other after. It's like insane amounts of money. Do you think after a 10-hour stream he really wants to open up like Final Cut or DaVinci Resolve and try and make a video out of it? You know, you can see at that level it's like just basically record everything and let someone else go through the footage and make cool videos out of it. Yeah, that's it, Jamie. That's exactly it. I think I'd be the same. Right, how are we doing up top here? We've got our lights on. Seatbelt signs are on. We're just making our way down to 4,000 feet. But yeah, make no mistake, like, I would love for this to become full-time. Absolutely. Whether it can, I don't know. Maybe it can be a blend where I could work, I don't know, maybe we fast forward like 2 years or so. Maybe I could do 3 days a week at a job to give me a baseline income that means I don't have to worry if YouTube has a bad month, but then YouTube most of the time tops it up and then some. That'd be a nice place to be. I've started posting some videos on my other channel actually. I've got like a personal channel just called David Knott, where over the last little while I've just been posting whatever I fancy to it. Almost like it's just an experiment. If I have an idea and I want to try something but I don't want to upset the flight sim lot, I'll just do it over there. Like I've streamed some Warzone over there, I've done this, I've done that, I've done all sorts. And I was looking back through my videos on this channel, and the ones that perform the best, without exception, are the ones where I help people with their sim and their PCs. So like graphic settings, how to minimize frame dips, that sort of thing. So the other day I put out a video, a little bit of commentary really about Starfield, the upcoming game. Kind of like, can your PC handle it? Looking through the system specs, doing a bit of an analysis. We're up to about 5,000 views on that one, so it's quite cool. Okay, so we've got landing lights on. We'll do auto brake medium for the landing. Arm the speed brakes. We need to be down at 220 knots. Yeah, we do. So when is it going to decide it wants to slow itself down? Now. That's good. That looks like we're targeting 200 knots for now. And then as we start releasing flaps, the plane will allow itself to slow itself down, which is cool. Alright, let's get down to 3,000 feet and we can do a direct to CI22R. There we go. Okay, let's get the map and the stats off. Get ready for some landing action. Okay, so above 3,000 feet at this waypoint. Then beyond that, let's get our landing system on. Yeah, so we're beneath the glide slope. 128 landing speed. Okay, let's get that approach mode on. Alright, flaps fully retracted. Pop back in up front. We're intercepting the glide slope and dropping speed slowly. Might just use some speed brakes just to help get us down to our approach speed.
2,500.
Gear down. The gear will help with the drag as well. Got a bit of a 10 knot crosswind going on.
Flight attendants, please prepare for landing.
Which isn't nothing. Okay, let's get the cam on. Okay, speed brakes. Armed, flaps full. Auto brake medium, gear down. Lights are on. Oh no, they were on, I just turned them off. Right, here we go. So throttles are in the climb gate. Let's alert the cabin. Not sure how well you can really see the side stick from this angle, so I apologise if it's a bit tricky to see. That is a significant little crosswind, isn't it? Alright, my airplane. Just hold it steady. Feel like we've got the crab fairly well locked. Maybe just need to come over to the right just a small amount.
1,000.
Got to remember to keep that nose down as well during a crab. I always forget. Okay, that wind is getting stronger. Significantly. Tell you what, if this isn't a go around, I think we'd have done well. Whoa. Well, this ought to be good fun.
500.
Okay, we're a little bit low.
400.
Whoa, that was a gust.
300.
Well. Over to the right.
200.
Whoa, what's going on?
$100.
We are way too low here.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Whoa. That was not perfect. We went a bit low there on short final. Still needed loads of left rudder just to keep us on the centre line. Whew. Blimey. Yeah, I feel like I took my eye off the ball with the rate of descent on the last minute there. That was a nasty little wind. Nasty, nasty little wind. Probably should have done a go around when we went low like that and just gone around and gotten ourselves stable, because that really wasn't a very stable approach there on short final. $184 feet per minute, which I'll take. That was not easy. It was not easy. Good job we were in the Airbus and not the Boeing, because I would have murdered that in the Boeing. Cheers, Colin. Yeah, wasn't perfect, that one. I definitely let us come a little bit lower than I would have liked. We had 4 reds, which, yeah, that was no good, really. But we sort of eased off and let ourselves catch up. Right, let's find a gate and go back to Berlin. We have the time, we might as well use it. Okay, note to self, do not look out the window while taxiing. Oh, you're a pilot, Colin, in real life. That's cool. No worries, Jamie. Take it easy. Yeah, I feel like that probably should have been a go around, and I didn't because I didn't want to spend the extra time doing the go around. I wanted to progress with the stream, which is probably not the right thing to have done, really. Alright, APU on. Ah. I really can't look anywhere else while taxiing, it turns out. Retired, cool. What did you fly? Yeah, great to have you in the chat, Colin. Glad you came by today. Tell you what, let's hold here. Get our lights off. Go and find a gate and get ourselves turned around and back to Berlin. Qantas, nice. That's cool. Yeah, likewise, Colin. Likewise indeed. Alright, this one looks good. Let's go in here, get ourselves turned around, and we'll head back to Berlin. Should be about another hour or so in the air. There we go, parking brake on. APU is available, that's good. Turn the beacon light off. Probes to auto. And let's turn off the engines. No, Sean, not live traffic, just just kind of models that have been imported via FSLTL for just ground traffic, really. Ground aircraft, I should say. Right, let's see if we can get a jetway. Shall we? Services, baggage, catering, jet bridge, fuel truck. Here they come. Nice. So let's tell the passengers to deboard. Up if I turn the seatbelt signs off. Right, let's make a flight plan real quick. There we go, new flight plan. That's good. There's my mouse. Okay, boarding is beginning. Oh, hang on. New flight plan. There we go, that's better. Fuel to get back. Okay, menu, ATSU, AOC, init pres, init data request. Very good. -50 for the flex temp. Is the boarding finished yet? This is. So 0 fuel weight, fuel planning, block confirm. To the perf, -50 was it? Yeah, it was. Flaps 1, UP 0.1. (124 V1), 125 rotate, and 129 V2. Into the flight plan we go. We're gonna use 22 right, and we are not using a SID. We're going straight out, I do believe. Although, what would Sallow give us? Yeah, let's do Sallow. Be more sensible. Okay, thank you. Into Berlin. Arriving. ILS 25 left. No star. Okay, that's weird. That is weird. Why has it got no star? Let's just work out our route. So out of here, left turn, right turn, Sallow, discontinuity. Let's clear that. Looking okay. Click, 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 click. Straight in. Alright, nice, that'll work. How am I getting flex temp? Go to, where is it? Init. It gives you it there, -50. Then I just pop it into there. Not sure if that's fully correct, to be clear. But it seems to work. Right, any constraints we need to be aware of on the way out? Doesn't look like it. Straight up to 330. Okay. Let's get the APU bleeds on. Get our beacon on. Strobe to auto. Was on auto. Right, let's get rid of these ground services. Why isn't that cargo door closing? Oh, there it goes. I just caught the fuel truck. I thought I told it to go away. Okay, let's think about a pushback. Yeah, that went wrong. We'll leave it at that. we go. Okay, parking brake on. Tug should now disappear. There it goes.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Okay, let's arm the speed brakes, auto brakes max. Seatbelt signs on. Get the engines out of their start mode and into normal. And we can use the APU bleed, APU master. Everything else looks pretty good. Okay. Not the greatest pushback in the world. The pushback tool kind of made it a little bit harder than I was expecting. I'm a little bit feeling like I've lost my sense of direction as to where this runway actually is. It sits to our right, but I see a runway sign down there. That could be it. No, not this one. This one. Oh, have I gone the wrong way? I think I have. Oh, What a muppet. So we're looking for 22 right. Is that it up there? Yes, this is it. So what are we at now? 11 o'clock, should get back into Berlin. It's for lunchtime. This is us. And I can already feel that wind on the tail. That if I take my feet off the rudder pedals, look how we're starting to veer to the right without me doing anything. That wind coming at us from the right hand side, hitting the right hand side of the tail, pushing the whole plane round to the left. To the right, sorry. So lots of right rudder required for this takeoff, I think. Right, here we go. Right. Let's get the engines to 40% N1. Enable toga. Do toga this time instead of flex temp. Whoa, that is a lot of wind still. Lots and lots of left rudder. Rotate. Wow. Gear up. I'm already feeling slightly better about the landing now. The harmonic sound of toga indeed. Right, leave us back into the climb gate. Left turn coming up. Let's get the flaps up. So we'll fly this first bit by hand. I think once we get past this next turn, we will let the autopilot do its thing. Standard pressure. We are over speed. Because I wasn't climbing enough at a steep enough angle, that's why. Alright, let's begin our turn, shall we? There we go, let's get that autopilot in. Hi Paulie, how you doing? Finally. There's the airport just down there. I'll tell you what, I'm very glad to be getting out of Copenhagen. That was very, very windy. Okay, lights off. And disarm the ground spoilers. Good. Good, good, good. So what are we looking at in terms of weather when we get back to Berlin? Because it's fairly windy when we left. Oh no. It's windier than it is here. Okay, well. We'll see what that looks like when we get there. Yeah, not bad, thanks, Paulie. Can't complain. Bit of flight sim on a Wednesday morning, who can argue at that? Airbus or Boeing? We're in the Airbus. Which I prefer it? Depends, really. I like both. I used to say Airbus only because I felt like I was rubbish in the Boeing, and to a large extent I still am. But I do now like the challenge that the Boeing represents. More challenge to pilot a Boeing? Maybe. Maybe. Right, let's let the passengers out, shall we? Seatbelt signs off. Appreciate it, thanks. Land ahoy. Right, let's start thinking about when we need to be getting down. So CF25L. Let's put that in there actually. CF25L. Oi, just typing. CF25L. That'll be that one, 116 miles away. Really that long? Need to be at 3,000 feet. We're almost at the top of descent, I feel like. There's our cruise. 3-3. So 33,000, we need to get down to 3,000. 113 miles required. And we're at 111 miles. Okay, that's time to go, basically, isn't it? Yeah, time to go. Down we go.
From the flight deck, ladies and gentlemen, as you may have noticed, we have begun our initial descent down to our destination. Now would be a good time to wrap up any business you need to take care of as we prepare for our approach. If you are up, once you return to your seat, we ask that you remain seated until the aircraft arrives safely at the gate. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival.
What's our descent rate? 2,200. That's pretty good. Is there an A340 for the flight simulator? Not that I'm aware of, not like a good one, put it that way. I don't know, maybe someone's made like a skin for this plane to make it look like an A340, but I think someone did that with the A380 a while back. It was basically, it flew like an A320, but it looked like an A380. Feels like it might be a good idea if somebody did make one, because at the moment it feels like there's a lot of A330s that we're going to have soon. Because we've got the A330-900 Neo from Headwind. We're going to have the Aerosoft A330 very soon. And isn't there like a PMP version that Headwind have kind of teamed up on with them or something? So we're going to have like 3 A330s. I think the next one on the horizon for me is probably going to be the 777 PMDG. Looking forward to that a lot. Everything's looking under control. What is going on there? Why is it doing that? It should be going to this waypoint and then not just making a beeline for the airport. How weird. Oh well. Maybe we'll do manual heading mode after QUADRANT, so we stay on track here. Then we'll do like a direct 2 when we get to here to bring us in, or maybe just fly it by hand, of course. Don't need to use autopilot for everything. And yes, I did just hit my mic stand. Coming up on 10,000 feet shortly, so we're going to need to slow down. Because we're going to need to be at 250 knots very soon. Hopefully the plane will manage that itself. What got me into flight simming? I've always been into it. I started with Flight Sim 2000 back in the day. I was only a kid at the time, I didn't really know what I was doing. But I knew that I really liked it. There we go, so now that the plane has changed its speed target to 250, and it's now easing up on that descent rate to make sure we get to 250 prior to crossing 10,000 feet. There we go. Also time to put lights on. Perfect. So that seems to have straightened out on the ND now, because it was jumping straight to here, which is very strange. Good. Time for local pressure in a moment. Let's just work out what that is. 1016. Local pressure should be at 5,000 feet. Fingers crossed the wind is kind to us. I mean, I thought it was bad in Copenhagen, but it would seem that it's worse here. 15 knots, it's only 9 at Copenhagen. 290, we're coming in on runway 25, so that's a 40-degree difference. Could be tricky. Have I done my performance data? No, I haven't. Oops. It's 1016. Two 19, 15 and 90. 250, 19. No, wait, 15. Temperature is 19. Radio, we'll just go for 200 for now. So we're about 25 miles out. I'm going to activate approach phase, because we need to slow ourselves down. Landing system on. Almost there. Almost there. Hope these winds are kind. I've got a sneaky feeling that if we thought Copenhagen was bad, this could be a lot worse. Okay, flaps, get those deployed. There is the airport, just down there above our wing. Alright, let's get the map and the stats off. Get the cam back on. Here we go. Arm approach mode. So how is that wind looking? 320, 22. Ouch. Ha! Look at the crab. That is a little bit bonkers. Okay, well let's see, let's just see, shall we? Yeah. That is a lot of wind. A lot of wind.
$2,500.
Gear down. To brake medium. Spoilers arms.
Please prepare for landing.
Lights are on. Be lucky if we get down in one piece. Never mind smooth. So we've still got autopilot on the go. Not anymore. My goodness. Let's just try and hold it steady. Okay, let's raise the nose just a touch. Need to be going into that wind a bit more because we are getting blown off course. Getting blown to the left of the runway here. So, left rudder.
$1,000.
A little bit more to the right.
$500. $400. $300.
Ooh, too high.
$200.
Come on, over we go.
$100.
Oh, nose down, nose down.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5.
Oh, that wasn't bad. All things considered. That's intense. Right. We made it. I was quite pleased with that. I mean, it wasn't bang on the centre line. It wasn't bang on the touchdown markers. But I will definitely take that. All day long. Behind the skies, is that you? Be honest. Be honest now. Cheers, Jamie. Hope the reports go well. Alright, let's find a gate. Now, where did we start? Let's see if we can get back to the gate we started at. I think it's that one in the middle there. Okay, let's go for... Which one was it? Let's go for this one. I don't know what's going on with that jetway. I think that one's seen better days. There we go. I will leave it there. Thank you all very much indeed, folks. Thank you for the company. It's been a very enjoyable stream. Difficult landings, especially in Copenhagen. I honestly thought this one would go a lot worse coming back into Berlin, but we seem to get away with that one. There we have it. Whoops. As for when we're going to be back, probably tomorrow night. Tomorrow evening UK time. Around about 7 PM, if all goes smoothly. Until then, I will say thank you all very much indeed.